Hi, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be replacing a choke cable on the Harley Davidson. It doesn't matter if it's a Sportster, like this one, or a big twin. The procedure is the same. Every other motorcycle that comes to my shop's got a broken choke cable, and for $15 and about 15 to 20 minutes of your time, you can fix this issue very easily at home. So let me show you how to do it. This is what always happens. The choke cable has an adjuster here that keeps it tight. So when you open it up, it stays open, and people eventually break it. First, we're gonna remove our air cleaner. You remove your backing plate, the carburetor is only pushed on the motorcycle, so you can just wiggle it back and forth and it'll come out of the intake manifold like this. Now you can maneuver the carburetor out a little bit. It might be hanging on the hoses and stuff, but you don't really need to unplug anything. And the choke cable, it's right here. So I'm gonna pull this rubber boot off the end. Now you have a plastic connection screwed into the carburetor. It's got to be undone. You can hopefully see it here a little bit better. I usually just use the needle nose pliers because it's plastic, so it's not very tight. Once you crack it loose, since this boot's been pushed out, you can just undo it by hand. This is our assembly. Now we're just going to pull it out. Now we got to transfer these pieces to our new cable. So what you're going to do is push this spring back, unhook, the spring comes off, this piece comes off, and this elbow will just come off like that. So now, as you can see, the cables are identical. We're going to push our new cable into the elbow, put our plastic nut, the spring, just compress the spring and hold it with your finger while you're putting this one in, and then the spring will fit over like that. Now we are ready to put this thing back in. Carefully find a way to put it back in position. At this time we're gonna leave it unhooked over here. In fact, we're gonna push it in some more. Now we're gonna screw this thing back in. Use our needle nose pliers again to tighten it, but you don't have to go crazy. This is not gonna go anywhere. And push the rubber back over. Earlier, when we pulled the carburetor out, we pushed it out of this boot. Now is a good time to pull this boot out and inspect it. It's just pushed on the intake manifold and it looks like this. So make sure it looks fine. If you have a new one, it might be a good time to put one in, and I'm going to clean it up before I put it back. Okay, I like to use light grease on it to make sure the carburetor will slip on easily. It takes a little finesse, so take your time to get this thing over the intake manifold. Okay, that looks good. Now we're just going to take our carburetor and push it right back in. Make sure your gasket here it's in good condition. In my case, I also have a spacer, since this is the open air breather set. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of set it together. So as you can see, I got this started as a set. In my case, like I said, if you have a stock filter, it'll be easier. And I'm gonna put a little bit of blue Loctite on these screws. You can buy that in the auto parts store. They come in the small tubes. I'm gonna get this started lightly. That's probably good. And then I have my big bolts with the spacers. Again, if you have a stock setup, you wouldn't have none of this. But you're still gonna have 2 bolts attaching the assembly to the engine and 3 bolts holding the carburetor up. So the last thing on this side is our air cleaner and the outer cover. Final part of this job is to insert our choke cable back here and tighten it up. There's a metal washer that's got to go in the back. And 17mm plastic nut. Keep in mind everything is plastic, so you really don't, even though I got this giant wrench, I gotta be very light at it. It's not gonna come out. So now our job is finished. Our choke cable is staying out like it should. And as you see, it was not really a big deal. So thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you next time.